Hi guys, my name's Obstacle, and today I'm making a deck on WarGame Airland Battle. It's an all-US deck, and this is the deck that I'm going to use in my next video. So, right, okay. I've chosen to make an all-US deck just because I think US are the best army of NATO, like out of all the factions there is. So, okay, right. Straight away I'm going to ignore the M151A1 because even though I'm going to go for the Humvee because even though it's 10 more, you get the speed is a lot better. I'm not really bothered about the machine gun because I'm just going to keep this like not really a fighting vehicle, obviously. All right, I may have to add I may add this M114A1 on, but I'm putting this one on because the speed is a lot better than that one when it's off the road, which helps because if I'm being like artillery striked, heli striked, or I want to get him out of there of a capture zone or move him to a different place really quick or get into the road quick, I think this is a better choice. Right, now I'm unsure about adding this guy in. It's between the two of them. I mean, I know that the armor isn't very much different between them. I'm not really bothered about the armor really. I suppose more armor is a lot better, but I'll ignore that for now, and I'll come back to it if I need to. Okay, right, cargo. Now I'm gonna add the 35 helmets on because I find the 10 ones. Yeah, you get like for the 10 ones you get 12 of them, but I just find that they just run out of fuel really easy. So there's really no point bringing them in. I mean, you pretty much like refuel like a squad of tanks at half, and then they'll just run out. So I think helmets, I think they're going to be a better choice, even though they're a little bit more expensive. Well, quite a lot more expensive than the cargo. I'm still gonna choose them over the cargos, the helmets over the cargos. Alright, okay. Now Super Chinook, I'm gonna put one of the three of them on because the speed on them is 300 kilometers per hour and the fuel on them is really good. Strength. And I don't find that enemies seem to fire on these unless they're ordered to. Obviously if you start flying over the base they're gonna become really obvious and they're gonna target you. But I just find you can just fly these guys and they don't really seem to get fired at as much. Alright, I know they're a lot more expensive, but I just find they're a lot better than land vehicles. Right, anyway, personally that's my opinion. Okay, now I'm not really a big fan of these because obviously if you're sending these guys in and then they land down, they can't go in cover and they're just really easy to get taken down by tanks and helis even. So you can't really hide them. They're vulnerable, more vulnerable than like a Humvee, for example. So I'm not really going to put that. I'm not going to put them on. And FOB. Now I'm going to put one of them on because they're helpful when I'm bringing if I artillery, refueling helis, resupplying supply vehicles, resupplying supply vehicles. Sorry. Right. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Now infantry, very important. Right. I'm gonna put them on with these cheap like vehicles, the M113A1s, because I'll put 20 of them on quick. Come on, there we go. Even though like the units don't really cost much, I mean, and this isn't a very good vehicle, I find that even if you put on a vehicle that has a really like light machine gun on it, it can help. Like even though like it may not be the best, I find that they can help like in some way as long as you like use them correctly. Like if you, because I've like if you see my one playing against my friends on WarGame, I'll put a link to it now. Um, these guys, like, I had loads of leftover spare really cheap units and I sent them in to defend a town quick and they seem to do alright. So, I just thought I was just putting on a really cheap unit with a gun, can use some help, and plus it supports them a lot more because its armor isn't amazing, but even though it's only one each way, it can still survive a little bit longer than if I'm bringing in an M35 for example. Okay, right, now Delta Force. Now, I think Delta Force are like the biggest badasses of infantry because they got their stoner, which is just, as it says here, squad automatic weapon, or lighter LMGs. They're allowing more range, so it gives you a bigger advantage against other infantry. Plus, these guys, they do really good against tanks. I mean, it's just light anti-tank weapons. I seem they're a little bit OP when they're in cover. So their accuracy isn't amazing, but when you have a few squads of them up, they do really good. So I'm putting them in. I haven't really put them in, like I said, like I said before. I said that I'd put like a unit that can help. I don't really tend to get these guys very close, and then unload them. I tend to just drop them off really far away and sort of try sending them in, because I'm really risky about bringing like these infantry in. Because obviously but they don't have any armor because they're infantry, so they're very vulnerable against helis and tanks and stuff. But if they're in cover, they do a lot better. So I sort of just send them in on foot and get the Humvees out of there, and I just keep the Humvees out for the whole game. Right, now for anti-infantry. So you got the red eye, the blowpipe. Do you have the blowpipe? Do you have the blowpipe? Red eye. Oh, I'm thinking of something else then. Is it the javelin? It's the red eye stinger. This is any more stinger. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put on stingers. I would have put on stingers anyway because I think they're the best. Right, I'm gonna do exactly the same with the assault engineers. But there's my it's the same vehicle. You know, drop these guys off. I usually get these guys quite close. I drop them off and get them in cover immediately. I mean, I have to keep resupplying them, which is quite annoying. So it may be worth to put on really cheap cargoes just for resupplying infantry. But anyway, okay, so that's my anti-air sword. These guys are really good against helis, so that's why I think I never really use like infantry to take out jets, and I'll go on to that in the support. Anyway, alright, down here to infantry. Where's infantry? Riflemen. Here we go. Right, now I'm going to bring riflemen in an M35, just because you got 20 squads. You got 20 squads of, how many is there? Is that 10? 20 squads of 10. So each infantryman costs 1 plus the vehicle. So, you know, it's 11. Bring a big group of those guys in, and then they'll be able to rush a town really easy. So you drop them, fly them, like, drive a big bunch of them in. If I lose, I can unload them. If I lose the truck, it's not the end of the world, because it only costs 1. Okay, now US Marines. Now I'm going to put some Marines on, other than with riflemen, because I find Marines are, even though they cost 20 and 1, I find the Marines are obviously a lot better, because I think they have an M60 and the riflemen. Oh, the accuracy is better. I thought they had a different weapon. Yeah, but as you can see, the accuracy goes up on both things, and the fire rate goes up on both things, so, you know, can help bringing in Marines, because they're a lot more helpful. Right, and there should be AGMs. Is there AGM squads? Hopefully there is. I saw engineers and there's no AGM squads. Anyway, I'm not really bothered about that, just because I find engineers do a good enough job, even though it says that these weapons aren't as good for taking out tanks. I find they are good at taking out tanks. Right, okay, support. Now this is quite important. I'm going to go for, I think Avengers. I mean, I know people may be saying right now, no, don't put them on the crap, but I only use these guys for taking out helis. I usually send them in with infantry. So you see the guy in the like little fire launcher thing, whatever. Anyway, I usually send these guys in with infantry to take out helis, because I know that when people play packed, they do tend to drop guys off in helis, like big groups, and then send the leftover helis over to attack. So, right, now artillery. Right, you can see difference here. I got the M110A2 and the M109A6 Paladin. Now I'm going to put on the Paladin just because it has a better range. The accuracy isn't as good, but these guys have 24 rounds, where they have 2. So, whereas they have 2, so you have to just send, you know, supply vehicles with them if you want to send them out. I think you're meant to sort of leave them at spawn, but I'm going to put on Paladins just because the range is a lot better, which can be a lot more helpful. The accuracy is only 3 less. The HE power isn't as good, and the suppression isn't as good, but the rate of fire is better, so, you know. Right, okay, now Pivads. I'm going to put Pivads on, because Pivads, I think, do really good against helis, and plus, you know, they're quite good range against airplanes. I don't really know why the range is different between both of them, because I thought it would kind of be the same. It's just the accuracy would go down a little bit on jets. But anyway, I won't really argue with it. You know, you got the range on the ground's lower for some reason, but I'm not really bothered about that because I'm not using this against infantry or any type of land vehicle. I'm using this for airplanes and helis. So yeah, the range is the best, I think, out of any heli, I suppose you could say, the unit I have on. Alright, okay, now I'm going to put on Hawks, because Hawks, they have really good range against airplanes. 4,200, accuracy 10, HE 8, suppression. The rate of fire isn't as good, but you know, you got 5 rounds per minute, so it's pretty much you're firing one so you've got 5 rounds per minute, so you're firing all the rounds in a minute. So because these only have 3 missiles, you can see they have those big tanky Hawk missiles in the back. But I'm not really too bothered about that because I can just easily send in a command vehicle, bring a Chinook over. I'm not going to put an MLRS on because I find these guys just cost too much and they don't really seem to hit any targets. They're good for suppression, but their power's good, their range is good, but it's really annoying. Say like you're being attacked to spawn and you want to have this ready to like sort of fire them coming in. It sometimes gets minimal range, so it has to move back, which takes a lot of time. So you can see its speed is awful, like when it's not on the road. So, right, okay. Now tanks. I think this is one of the most vital things when putting on a deck. I'm going to go for the, I don't know actually, because I don't really want to spend over like really 100 on like tanks, because I find one strafe run or heli run can take them out. So I'm going to put on the 90, the M11P Abrams. So the range is good. It's the same range, except the accuracy isn't as good and the armor isn't as good on it. The stabilizer is good, but the speed's better if that helps. But you know, I just think these 91s do pretty well. I'm not really going to bother putting on the 81s because you know I've got the 91s that cost 10 more and they do a lot more. So right, M8 AGSs, yes, I like these. They're quite fast for a tank when it's not on like the road, as you can see, like the rest of them. So yeah, 60, 60, 40, 70. So yeah, I'm going to put on M6 Super M60s as well. And these two units, I was very fond of these guys on European Escalation because I used to use them a lot. I thought these guys were like I think these were actually really fast. I know the speed and all the tanks on that used to not be very good. Alright, I'm going to put on MBT 70s. I think these are like all the prototype units you get going into US, and I'm putting them on because you know that those what are they called? Shiegler C missiles are really good. They give you a big range advantage, setting them up on a hill, firing down. So I'm going to put them on. Right, I think that's my tank sorted out. I'm not really, I actually bring in a lot of tanks, but now I'm sort of bringing in a lot more infantry. Right, now Recon. I'm going to go for Air Recon, and I'm going to go for the best ones, because, you know, very small, which means that they're harder to hit. Optics, exceptional, so you can see really fast, so I can even see, you know, like anti-air coming towards these guys. They even have 4 missiles, which I think are the same as ones on Seahawks, which are really OP. And the power and the accuracy, as you can see, is really good, and the suppression is really good. Not really bothered about the rate of fire, but I'm bothered about how stealthy it is, really. Well, when I say stealthy, I mean the size of it and the optics are the most important thing of it. So, yeah, the stealth bomb, I'm going to put them on anyway. Now, onto vehicles. Now, I'm not really going to put really expensive guys on, just because I find, you know, they cost loads, they may be really good, but their armor's awful, and they'll just get so easily, like, taken down. So, I am going to put on Zippos, though, because I find they're really good at close combat in cover. I mean, they, like, burn through infantry and even vehicles in some cases. I'm not going to put on these guys, and I don't actually understand why there's one that looks like a Pivad or a Vulcan is, like, in, like, the vehicle section. I thought they'd be in support as well, but I don't know what it is. But I put them on just because they're a cheaper version. Like, I usually send them in with like just small support groups. So I did use that once, but it didn't really seem to do amazing. And this guy just, you get a few hits into them. Took a few hits and then like just get nailed. So I'm not really gonna put him on. Right, helis. Now I don't think I'm gonna put on Apaches, just because I find they're just really OP, and that's a good thing. But you know, a MiG strafe run and this guy goes down, that's 155, you know, into their like points. So here we have I think, what's the difference between them? What is it? I think these have a more bigger advantage against helis. Yeah, they do. 120. I'm not really gonna put them on. And then you've got, I think these don't really have, yeah, see, they don't change at all except the speed. So pretty much you're paying 15 more for the date to go up and the speed to increase by 30. So no, I'm not going to put them on. Right, I'm going to put on the 65 ones instead of the Sea Cobras. I'm going to put on the AHIE Cobra instead of the Seahawk. Yeah. Why don't you change it? Okay. None of the weapons change or anything. Yeah, it's just the speed. Okay. Right, now Seahawks. Now these guys are just, like those 4 missiles on the side, they just so easily take down tanks. It's just so OP. The range on them is really good, the accuracy and the AP power. Like I said before, that Recon heli has the same missile, I think. Right, I'm putting on OH 58C/S because I use these for anti-helis, as you can see, because they are anti-heli helis. So, alright, now hogs, I did used to put them on. I mean, they're effective against infantry. They do quite a lot of fire support, but I just find they just don't really do much because their power's awful. Right, now planes. Straight away I'm putting the Thunderbolt on. Biggest OP jet I've ever seen. It's pretty much such a badass of a plane, and it just takes down tanks with like no hassle, as long as it doesn't have any anti-jet like missiles on it. So yeah. Right, I'm putting on the A6E tram because the speed on it's really good, and accuracy is good, HE power is good, suppressors are good, rate of fire is good. Drop this bombs quick and get out of there. So, yep, and I'm gonna go. What's this? I've never seen that before. No, I'm not gonna pay. No, I don't think. Who's that? This is range against ground. Wow, that is really good for like that. That's a Nighthawk, but I'm not gonna put that on though. What I was looking for is the one, the A8, the FA-18A Hornet, because I find it's really good at taking out enemy air. And there was one more I'm going to put on. It's the, is it the Eagle? I don't think it is. It's the, where is it? So many. It's not the Tomcat. I used to put the Tomcat on, but I think it's the Raven. No, it's not the Raven. It's a fighter. So none of these. I think it may have been a different type of plane actually. Anyway, it's either the Eagle or this other one, so I'm going to put on this Eagle because the range against airplanes it's decent. Even though it says it's bad, it's still good. The range against helicopters is good. So you got these missiles as well, range against airplanes. So yeah, I think it was these ones I used. So yeah, it was. I recognise that picture now. But yeah, and now I've got two more, so I'm going to go back to logistic and put on those cargoes just so I can resupply some infantry really easy. Okay, right, that's my deck created, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Comment on what you think of my deck and subscribe for more. My quality of my videos will improve after Christmas, I promise, because then I'll be having a gaming computer. Because at the moment I'm running on a netbook, but I mean it's quite a decent one because I can run real-time strategies quite good. I can't play in full spec, but still. Anyway, guys, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.